Most of us grow up believing something simple. If you work hard, stay honest, and follow what society teaches, everything will eventually fall into place. But the moment you step into the real world, you discover a harsh truth. The world does not operate on that logic. Society doesn't reward good people. It doesn't prioritize the hardworking, and it doesn't care how much effort you put in. What the system really cares about is whether you're useful to it. And what destroys most people isn't laziness or incompetence, it's that they're playing a game without ever learning the rules. They follow the principles taught since childhood. Be quiet, don't question, work hard, and everything will be fine. While the real world is governed by a completely different set of principles no one teaches you and no one wants you to understand. The masses think they're making their own choices, but in reality, they're walking a path designed long before they were born. And the scariest part is this: most people never realize it. They just know they're exhausted, broke, stuck, but they don't understand why. This is the first truth you need to hear. You don't lose because you're not good enough. You lose because you entered a game where the winners study the rules long before you even knew you were playing. From childhood, we're placed into a school system praised as the foundation of success, yet the truth is that system was never built to create people who understand how society actually works. It was built to create people who comply. School teaches you how to sit still, follow instructions, repeat answers, and avoid questioning anything outside the curriculum. It teaches obedience, not critical thinking, memorization, not strategy, structure, not independence. It prepares you to be a reliable worker, not a free individual who understands power, money, or the mechanics of the real world. And when you finally step outside, you realize something shocking. No one pays you for knowing how to take tests. The world only pays for skills, insight, and the ability to create value. But because school never taught you the three things that actually determine your future: money, power, and the rules of the social game, you enter adulthood like someone thrown into a battlefield without a weapon. The harsh truth? Mass education isn't bad. It's just not designed to help you win. It's designed to keep you exactly where the system needs you to be. From childhood, you were told that hard work is the key to success, that grinding will take you far, that giving your best is the path to a better life. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Society doesn't program you to become wealthy. It programs you to become a worker. Everything around you is engineered to keep you busy. School teaches you to follow schedules. Companies teach you to hit KPIs. And media teaches you to spend money to fill the emptiness that work creates. You get trapped in a cycle. Work, spend, owe, repeat. And because you're always busy, you never stop to ask the real question: why am I working this hard and still not getting ahead? Wealthy people don't operate the way you do. They don't trade time for money, they trade money for time and leverage thinking for opportunity. Meanwhile, the crowd is conditioned to believe that exhausting themselves equals progress, when in reality, it's just the system keeping them inside the wheel. You're not stuck because you're incapable. You're stuck because you were programmed to believe that working hard is enough. But work alone doesn't make you wealthy. It only maintains the position society designed for you. Here's a truth most people never want to face. Society is not built for everyone to succeed. It's structured like a massive machine that requires constant movement, and the working class is the fuel that keeps it running. The system needs you to show up on time, needs you to fear losing your job, needs you to spend money to keep the economy alive, and needs you to stay quiet so the machine never slows down. School teaches you discipline, companies teach you compliance, and media teaches you consumption, all carefully aligned to keep you exactly where the system needs you. You're praised for hard work, but never rewarded for financial intelligence. You're taught that a job equals safety, but no one tells you that safety only exists as long as you continue to serve the machine. And the most ironic part is this: the system doesn't operate on injustice, it operates on the unconsciousness of the masses. When you don't understand the game, you become part of it. When you don't recognize your position, you stay locked in a role someone else wrote for you. And for your entire life, you believe it was your choice. Most people aren't poor because they're stupid or lazy. They're poor because they're playing a game without understanding the rules. They think society runs on fairness, morality, and hard work, while the real rules are written around power, information, and the ability to control money. You were told that effort is enough, but no one explained that the wrong kind of effort just burns you out faster. You believe working harder will make you successful, but wealthy people didn't get rich by working more, they got rich by learning the rules that everyone else was never taught. They understand taxes, leverage, inflation, cash flow, and crowd psychology. Meanwhile, you enter life like walking into a casino without knowing how the game works, and you lose not because you're incapable, but because the house always wins. When you don't know the rules, you become a pawn. When you only follow instructions, you become someone else's leverage. And when you believe society will treat you fairly, you become the victim of a game whose outcome was decided long before you played. The truth is, you don't lose because you're not good enough, you lose because you don't even know what game you're in. The scariest part of modern society isn't what's illegal, it's the extraction mechanisms that are perfectly legal, wrapped in the language of economic stability and social progress. Inflation silently steals your money every year without asking for your permission. You work harder, but your dollar buys less, while the assets of those in power keep rising. Taxes hit everything: your income, your spending, your property, even the things you don't yet own. Credit debt turns you into a full-time engine for banks. You spend now and pay with your future. Advertising and media constantly program you to consume, feeding corporations that quietly drain your financial life. And the most brutal part, the system doesn't have to force you, you volunteer. You volunteer when you take on debt, you volunteer when you spend more than you earn. You volunteer when you chase a lifestyle society markets as normal. Bit by bit, you lose pieces of your life, a little to taxes, a little to inflation, a little to debt, until one day you realize your entire existence has been lived inside a beautifully decorated cage. Legal doesn't mean fair. And the most legal mechanisms in society are often the very ones extracting the most from you, quietly, efficiently, and without resistance. Society doesn't divide people by age, gender, or background as much as it divides them by thinking. At the lowest tier are the time sellers, people who trade hours for money, and because time is limited, their income is permanently capped. One tier above are those who buy the time of others, small business owners, managers, operators. They earn more not because they work more, but because they know how to multiply effort. Above them are the people who use money to create more money. Investors, asset owners, system builders. They don't work by the hour. They work through decisions, and one good decision can be worth years of someone else's labor. At the top are those who not only create wealth but control the flow of wealth, the power holders in media, technology, finance, and global corporations. They don't play the game, they write the rules. And here's the most important part. No one is permanently locked into any tier, but you can't move up if you keep thinking like the tier below. Time sellers think about income. Time buyers think about leverage. Investors think about cash flow. Power holders think about influence. The reason most people stay stuck isn't because they're in the lowest tier, it's because they think like it. For life. Once you understand how society truly works, you realize something most people spend their entire lives avoiding. The world doesn't punish bad people, it punishes uninformed people. Bad people know the rules, know the loopholes, and know how to bend the system in their favor. Uninformed people believe in promises of fairness, believe in the myth of hard work always pays off, and believe that being good automatically means life will be good to them. But society doesn't run on morality, it runs on structure, and that structure rewards those who understand it and crushes those who don't. You don't need to be ruthless to survive, you just need to be aware. Aware of what tier you are in, aware of how the game shifts, aware of when to push, when to pivot, and when to step back and learn. If you don't understand how the world works, the world will work you. If you don't know the rules will break you. And if you don't wake up, you'll live your entire life inside a game someone else designed, still wondering why you never win. Awareness doesn't guarantee privilege, but it gives you a chance most people never get, because most people never bother to open their eyes.